Hey, it's Brian Mudd. Happy Thursday, August 9th. This is the cheat sheet for today. Most companies are paying dividends since 1999. Average company paying dividends, 70% of them have increased their payouts. All told, the S&P 500, 403 of the 500 companies are now paying dividends. If you're wondering why the stock market continues to be bulletproof, there is your answer. It's all about the cash. You can't get yield many other places. People look into the stock market, companies obliging. We're going to have a record payout year, and as long as the dividends continue to be raised, as long as the cash continues to flow, we can even kind of make our way through what has otherwise been a fairly disappointing earnings season because we got to get cash from somewhere. Google to beat Siri on Apple's own devices later this week. This is interesting. It could be here tomorrow, might end up being Saturday. Anyway, within the next few days, Google is going to update its apps for the iPhone and for the iPad. And their voice-activated feature that is optional in these products has a Google Now feature. Google Now is Google's answer to Siri on some of their devices. But with this update that's coming to the iPhone and iPad, it is going to have significantly better voice search results than Siri often will bring you. Now, it may only end up being better than Siri until we get the iPhone 5. That remains to be seen. But it is pretty clear that the new Google update on Apple devices will be better than Siri before the next iPhone comes out. Being an average entrepreneur simply doesn't get the job done anymore. There have been usually the likelihood that you're going to fail about half the time. That number is up a little bit more. We are now seeing that within the first 2 years, 60% of all startups are failing. 30% year one, 30% year two. So the odds are not in your favor when you begin a new company. So not that you shouldn't always be thinking about what's unique about your company, what you can do that somebody else isn't already doing. And as one banker posed to me the final question before he handed me a loan for my startup, what happens if the biggest potential competitor opens up right next door to you? How are you going to stay in business? How are you going to prosper and make money? I have answers for all these questions. If you do, and you operate well, you might be part of the 40%, but you got to be part of that 40%. Bet on this technology. This is cool. I have been a fan of hydrogen technology for cars right along. There is no downside. No downside. Except when, in the early days, the cars would like hit something and they go boom! Because it like created a bomb inside the car. We've since solved those problems. And hydrogen technology within cars has come a long way. Toyota, which has always been on the leading end of the alternative fuel game with automobiles, is doing it again. A lot of people don't realize it, but the Prius, the first car to get over 40 miles per gallon, first real hybrid, came out in 2001 when gas prices were under $1.50 a gallon. Nobody paid any attention then because gas prices were under $1.50 a gallon. That's why they had the commanding market position when stuff hit the fan and gas prices did take off. And Toyota is there again on hydrogen. I've been very tepid about the entire idea of any electronic plug-in. Not that I don't appreciate what they're trying to do. Innovation is always a cool thing. But I'm simply not buying the idea that most of us want to take a car and plug it in. I mean, that's a pain enough with my lawn. I actually have an electric lawnmower. I'm not kidding. But it is a pain. Because I have to take the battery out every time and plug it in and wait at least a day for the thing to charge. Anyway, here's the deal with the hydrogen fuel car. Toyota has one that's going to be ready to roll in 2015. Toyota will be selling the first commercially available hydrogen cell fuel car in 2015 in the United States. It looks like they're going to start the launch in California. California is committing right now to have somewhere in the neighborhood of 70 different fuel cell replenishing stations equipped with their gas stations in the state. This is the technology, rather than the plug it in, that I think could be the next huge thing. There's no environmental impact. And if they have a fuel cell so you can just like go and into your tank and roll, I mean, come on. There is no downside. That is the cheat sheet for today. Plenty more on the physical cheat sheet. Enjoy yours, and we'll see you tomorrow.